On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people. Let's say somebody's reached retirement and they want to start withdrawing from their nest egg. Let's say they have been able to accumulate $1 million, and they want to do a COLA on their withdrawals of 2% a year, and they want to withdraw $3,500 a month, which would right here be 4.2%. What we want to do is update this for every single year. See how many times in the last 100 years you would have run out of money with the 4% rule. And as we've seen in previous videos, the only time you run out of money is 1929 in less than 20 years. In fact, let's go right here and show you. You'd run out of money in 16 years. If you go to the 30 years, you'd run out of money in 1929. Obviously, 1929, you're already out of money, but 1930, you would also run out of money in 30 years. You can see that right here. You run out of money in just over 20 years in 1930. But every other scenario, you'd have all kinds of money left. If you look, this is a summary box right here. You can just see withdrawing $3,500. So in almost every case, these are the numbers right here. One time in 20 years and two times in 30 years. So you'd be safe with the 4% rule, in this case 4.2%. But I want to do something because right now things seem kind of uneasy what the S&P might do. It's been going up, and if you're entering retirement, you might be thinking, okay, are we entering a stretch of like 1929? Not only that, what happens if we have a protracted time period of down years? What I want to do is have this 1929 decade repeat. And if you watch right here, these numbers will no longer be 1939. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. That's going to make you run out of money in 13 years with the 1929 returns. I realize I'm repeating them twice, but all we're using these numbers for is just protracting ahead what the S&P 500 might do if we have two extended periods. It would probably be a black swan event where the market just stays down and down and down. Where would an individual be then? Let's go ahead and run these numbers. Okay, we're going to have 9 times that you'd run out of money in 20 years, and 15 times you'd be running. And these are the years right here. I'm going to show you the graph. So you got 9 times you'd be running out of money. That's if you have the Depression twice over, 2 decades of the Depression. So I kind of want to run a black swan event where, man, if the market just goes down and doesn't come back and doesn't come back, where might you be? Again, the 4% rule, you're sitting pretty good. Let's go with 3,000, which would be 3.6%, and see how these numbers up here change. Just 5 times in 20 years and 9 times in 30. So even if we have a extended period of down markets, just going down, down, and then repeating down, down. Look at this. 3.6% rule shows that only 5 times you'd be running out of money. Here's the graph again. 3 of them in the Depression years, and again around the year 2000, we've seen that those have been the problematic areas. But look at that. Even in the 2 down decades, look at the kind of money you can still have in most cases. It's just incredible. In fact, if you look over here, 93.8% of the time, you'd still have money left after 20 years. 87% of the time, you'd have money after 30 years. And this is probably about the worst case scenario you can think of, is the market going down and just staying down for 2 decades. 64% of the time, you'd still have over $1 million. Why? Because you're down 3.6%. If you start going up much higher than that, then these numbers are really going to change. Let's just see what 2,500 would do. I'm just curious. Just one time. Again, that's 1929. So in other words, 3.6% seems to be, even in the worst case scenario, a black swan event where the market just goes down and doesn't come back. In most cases, you're going to be just fine withdrawing 3.6. And even as we saw before, 4.2%. What was it? 9 times. How about 3,250? Let's do this one more time, which would be just under 4%. See if this changes much, down to 7. So really, If you think there's going to be a black swan event, just withdraw 3.6%. And in almost every case, you'd be okay. Um, Anyway, I just wanted to run the numbers. That's what we do on this channel. I just love running numbers for people. And I know people have been saying, well, what if the market is even worse than 1929? Well, I just doubled up 1929. Let's go back to the returns we do actually have. Actual returns, and let's do this one more time. 3,000, 0 times your own money. 3,500, 1 time your amount of money. How about if we go to 4.8%? These are the kind of things I can do with numbers. I just run these only 2 times in the last 100 years, withdrawing 4,000 a month on this initial million, increasing that by 2% a year. Would you run out of money? That just shows you if you can be in the S&P 500. Of course, most people, what we'd recommend, I'm not a financial advisor, but you'd put some over in a cash reserve account so that when the market is going down, um, it's coming out of your cash reserve account rather than the S&P 500 because we want that to stay up as high as we can. So when the market does come back, like up 53, up 47, it can benefit from that. But if you're taking it as 48,000, actually, let's see. Anyway, if you're taking the 48,000 out of the, this is going to knock it down too fast. Let's update this one more time with this scenario. This is called asset allocation. You put some over in a cash reserve, but still leave a significant amount in the S&P. So when it does come back, you can benefit. Again, if you look at the difference, 0 times you run out of money. 0 times, and this is the kind of money you'd have with that scenario. Starting with 1 million, you have 2 million in all these cases, 4 million, 6 million, 8 million. And again, the chart right over here for the 20 and 30 year, 95% of the time, given this scenario, you'd have over $3 million. Isn't that just incredible? Anyway, I just wanted to run the numbers for you. Our channel is called $1 Million Made Easy. Please consider subscribing. Tell your friends about this channel. I'll run numbers for you. I'll change numbers if you want me to. If you want to have a black swan event where the market just stays down for a long time, can you still stay in the S&P 500 with some of your money? You can see how many times that worked. Anyway, consider subscribing. Tell your friends about this channel, and thanks for watching.